Hello, good morning. Welcome to QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Asuri Balde. We're saying a wonderful morning to all our viewers from around the world. Thank you very much for always sticking by and following this program. I mean, a lot of messages and calls from our followers and, showing interest and also contributing. In fact, off air, sometimes they will send you messages and tell you, okay, regarding this topic, this is what I think, you understand? Regarding the proverb, this is how it should be, you understand? So we are saying thank you very much for always following. We understand this program is your favorite, especially those living in the US, the UK, they follow a lot. So on the program, I am with Julde Njai, Julde is a special person. She's a sister, suma jigen latam, So we are doing this program together. How are you?
I am fine, Ibrahim. Thank you very much. Good morning to you. Good morning to Mboje and to our wonderful viewers from wherever you're watching us. Like Balde said, I also receive a lot of messages online, telling me about how happy they are to watch the program and also to some extent contributing on the proverbs. So I always tell them it's always good to contribute online while we are live. We will sometimes try endeavor to read out some of your contributions. Yeah.
Absolutely, Mr. Mboj.
Yeah.
Our viewers are wonderful people.
Yes.
They follow the program. How many times have you gone outside and people are like, Mr. Mboj, I follow you? We get that a lot.
Too many. And from sort of like the unlikeliest sources. Actually, I think I've said it here before. Once I met this person from Denmark. I was just sitting there. He looked at me and looked and said, I know you. I recognize you. You are on QTV. Pam, 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 pam. He said he follows it all the time in Denmark. So you just never know who's watching. So don't reckon that it's just Gambians watching. All sorts of people. Anybody could be watching. So be at your best behavior.
Be at your best behavior. Why Bobo Kukomo?
Mama
But I'm not smelling anything like you are talking to me and looking at me.
Be at your best.
All right, so on the program, we'll take a look at the African Code, the newspaper review. Then Imam Usman Jah will be here. The 5th National Quranic competition concludes regionals. So we will be taking a look at that. As you know, the finals are held every year at Q City during Ramadan. Maybe the last, 5 days of Ramadan, towards the Eid. That's the time we do the finals. Sometimes it happens during Laylatul Qadr, sort of. So it's important for us to, go around the country, select, if you say it's a nationwide Quranic competition, everybody needs to see themselves, So it's important to go to different regions and select the best among the students. And we bring them, convert them at one location and, sip out the best from them. So it's important. And Imam Jah will be here. He will be taking us through the developments. And of course, we'll also be talking to the Ministry of Health. They launched the big catch-up campaign, immunization targeting children. And Dr. Saharu Kante will be here, to talk to us about that. The first edition of the International Kora Festival, celebrating music and culture. It was held like 2 weeks ago, and Ibrahim King Marong will be here from the Tamala Express Band. And of course, we'll also be talking to the Kora player, Isa Kanute. Kora is a musical instrument with 21 strings. I love it when the Kora hit. For me, I am a big fan of Kora music. I listen to a lot of Lalo Keba Drame. I listen to a lot of King Kora's music. I listen to a lot of Jaliba Kuyate's music. So Kora keeps me calm. I keep my cool when I listen to Kora music, especially where Lalo Keba did the song Kura, Kura Misa, Kura, you know the song.
Kura Misa.
I
think every Gambian knows that song.
Yeah, so that's
yeah.
So
and apparently the Kora was invented in this country, sedimentary.
Although
when you read the history of the Kora, we are very much part of its origin.
Although other nations refuse to believe that. I mean, the thing
Well,
Kora
you
is
can
from.
believe whatever you want to believe. What do we have historically? What do the records? That is what matters. Anybody can believe whatever, but what are the facts?
That's
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the African code. And Julia, please, let's take a look at it.
So our African code this morning reads, "He who does not know one thing knows another." Yeah, that's quite it. I mean,
And I go, oh,
you
that.
cannot be ignorant in all areas.
Well, no man is an island.
Absolutely. You're right about that.
No man is an island. White, you might not be good at this, but you might be good at something.
Do you know the poem from which that line, "No man is an island," is from? It's a
What's the
poem.
poem?
Well, can you tell us?
There's John Donne, somebody called John Donne, one of what they used to call the metaphysical poets.
Oh,
Absolutely. It's from a poem.
okay.
And yes. So that's how you interpret this, is it? That no man is an island?
No, he's just trying to give
I'm just
sort of a
trying to.
connecting.
I'm trying to
yeah,
create a synonym, sort of.
absolutely.
Yes, so that it can something
Oh.
similar to it.
Continue,
You-
man.
you-
Continue with your creation of a synonym.
You understand? So I
What
mean,
is your own interpretation of the proverb?
Oh, the same old stuff.
no. We
everybody-
want new stuff. We don't want old stuff.
Everybody knows something.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it's saying.
Yeah.
My favorite line regarding this, along these lines actually, is that only everybody knows everything. I love that. I love that line.
Only everybody.
Everybody knows everything.
When all hands are on
That,
deck.
yeah, it tells you
Yeah.
that every single individual,
Matters.
what you know is just finite. All you know is just a bit. Then when you put us all together,
We know
then
everything.
you know,
Knows
that's
everything. You're right
so
about
I
that.
need a whole group
Yeah.
before we can really get to sort of knowing things. And yes, it sort of puts in modesty. With every individual, you need to be modest. What you know is just a bit. You need what other people know. You put it together. Then.
So the people that sometimes say, "Sohluma Ken, I don't need anybody's help." You know, is that realistic, or
No,
they are saying it out of sentiments and anger?
No, when you hear stuff like that, you should understand that it's just at that moment.
Yes.
You are angry about something. Give that person 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something else will come up and they will change. So you need to understand the psychology of human beings.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't really follow what they say because you know what it means. It's just for the moment, as
yeah,
it were.
yeah.
Give them time and everything else will change. So
Absolutely.
you know what ananda. So you had
Wow.
That's true. I mean, for me, I think it means that it takes all of us collectively as individuals to actually get things to be done at institutional level, at the country level, you know, everywhere, at family level. You know, unity is strength. When we all come together, we contribute. It becomes so successful. If you work alone, you might reach your targeted goal, but then it would take you a lot of time. But when you work in groups, you know, it is faster because a lot of brains are coming in, you know, to put in their inputs and all of that. So it makes it more fast, and also it makes it more sophisticated in a sense that different ideas are coming. So you mind map all those ideas and then you refresh them, you refine them, and then come up with the final product. But it's not always about an individual. You can't be an island as an individual. You need other people around you to shape you, to mold you. That is why we have a country. That is why we have institutions, you know, where different people are to put in their different inputs. You alone, as you have people, individuals who set up companies, institutions, but then they don't run those institutions or companies alone. They need the input of other individuals to actually run it successfully. So I think it's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any achievement, well, who was it that said that hope is a group project?
Yes.
Fantastic idea. So this is it, really. Our future, in many ways, depends on everybody doing something, not individuals. So this is it. Modesty, and perhaps the trick would be, how do I know what I don't know? As it were, stuff like that. How do I know what I don't know? Then I listen. So that is the issue. It's just that sometimes you meet people in a group, they sort of take over a whole conversation, a whole decision making, and thinking that they know it all, but we are always being reminded that it doesn't work.
Well, in
like
fact, is it not important for one to do what you know, and you know what you don't know? Make sure you just know how to deal with it, but you focus more on what you know. It will give you an ease, and at the same time it will give you an edge, you know, at some point.
But you need what they call self-awareness. How do you know what you don't know? You need to know how your own mind works. As it were, that helps a lot, because with people there are so many biases. You know what I mean? Cognitive biases and prejudices and that sort of thing. So you must be aware of these things, so you are watchful of it in your own behavior, in the things you say. So, but then sometimes you meet people who are fantastically unself-aware. There's no self-awareness there. So they go around saying all sorts of things or believing. We can be so delusional. Humans, we are just so self-delusional. We believe all sorts of things about ourselves. So this is the issue.
But when reality hits, you will definitely know what and what you can do.
But that's the problem when it's too late. The whole trick, I think, is to have foresight, you know, rather than after the damage has been done, then you become what they call Professor Hindsight. It's easy to be Professor Hindsight. After the fact, you can see all.
Unfortunately, we'll go for a short break. And after the break, we deal with the newspaper. So we'll be right back after this break.
Kiumani aning orange money ye bulodi nyola pour ka kori kio sone yandi ka bonan Gambia banko kang kata Senegal banko kang aning Kiumani wallet eka mune batu imuna fan Kiumani account wala sign pour kadati ka kodoki iterimal anila dimbayal kana aning orange money Senegal ni lafta ku Senegal sotola je Kiumani customer care commandi 133 Kiumani sunyu kalpe ning sartol le bala.
You are watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Balde. And you know, a special one goes to my guy, Mamad Fai. Hello, Mamad. We're saying hello to him.
Hi, Dan.
Mom like they may request it this morning. Mamad, your bude news bill as a smoke read a master of money, Mamad Fai, big up. All right, so let's take a look at the newspapers. We have police sought arrest 2 in violent confrontation. The Point newspaper. Yesterday, the police PRO was on air, and he said there was a confrontation between armed men and the PIU, you know, armed robbers and the PIU. And surprisingly, I think on Tuesday night, I was at home around midnight. I had gunshots coming from Banjul end. You understand? So for almost 20 minutes, different sounds of guns. I mean, and I went to my Facebook page and I was like, what's going on? Hearing gunshots, you know, around my end. So people were pouring comments on my Facebook page. So I don't want to cause panic. I deleted the post again, you know. But on the whole, this was the thing happening there. You know, I was surprised many people didn't hear the gunshots. I was among the people, you know, who heard it. So it's becoming obvious that now these things are happening. Last week, there was an Access Bank robbery. Another time, there was a similar incident that happened at Farafenye, the petrol station. And on Tuesday, the same thing happened again. I'm not going to say where are we heading to as a country. These things are happening now. Probably now the advent of social media, we see a lot of things. Mr. Mboju.
Absolutely. We need to confront this and deal with it. I imagine that the police are dealing with this, because with us really, for a very long time, armed robberies and stuff like that, they were alien to us. Really. You will hear thefts and robberies, but armed robbery, and what's going on from Access Bank not long ago, and now this one.
Before that, it was Farafenye.
Farafenye, absolutely. And you know that these episodes, these incidents are amplified. Then sort of, but you don't want to fall into a moral panic. Few things happen, then you start thinking that, oh my God, we are gripped in this, in crime.
Yeah.
So, but it's important that we solve these issues to police. Whoever did that, we need to take it to court, and we set examples for others to know that you're gonna do this. You will not get away with it. So this is the key. What's going on? Has it suddenly become so easy for people to have access to arms? What is going on? What is the explanation for these things?
I don't know. And I'm surprised that according to the police press release that they issued yesterday, that even with the reinforcement with personnel, these people continue to be resistant.
To fire.
Yeah, to fire back, and they are defiant of the police. So for me, that is really surprising for the fact that you see policemen and women still you're resistant, and you don't want to cooperate with the police, and then you continue to do what you're doing. It's really serious.
Well, I think it's important for us to take our security service, security men too seriously. I've seen a video where a man was fighting our PIU officers hand to hand. I mean, hitting them and, sending headshots to the PIU officer. And I think that is very inappropriate. And I think the law should deal with such kind of things so that it shouldn't repeat. If the citizens are brave of the security, then we are doomed.
Yes, we have to respect authority. Do you know how many times I've been in a taxi and a topic will come up regarding the police, and you're bound to get one or two saying, "Hi, man, you do mal in there, fale." Stuff like that. We just don't care. We sort of do not care about authority. Some people, anyway. Well, let's put it this way: the police themselves, they must carry themselves in such a way that you will exude authority. So part of that really depends on how you deal with people, what you do. Because with most of us, what do we say? Especially when I'm in a taxi, all they want is just money. You see, we talk about them in such disrespectful terms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to comport yourself in such a way that you will exude authority. That is really part of your responsibility.
Sure.
And then perhaps the rest of the population will respond. But I know that for a good number of people, there's no respect for them. We call them all sorts of names. We think that they're just out, especially when you see them on the road with their checkpoints. Everybody's like, oh, they're out to get money. They just don't care about traffic and all the rest of it. So this is it. We have to mend fences. We have respect for the police, because our security depends on that.
Absolutely.
See, really, we should see them as being on our side. Can you imagine a society
That's their job,
without
to
a
protect
law
lives and
enforcement
property.
authority, without something like a police? Then we are all in trouble.
That's
so
true.
it's really in our interest for the police, for it to work.
There must be a police. There must be someone policing the affairs. I mean, otherwise a problem. So PPP in this area, I mean,
well, it's like something about
Mr. Boy, what's going on here? What's going on?
My party.
Sub-party. No help. What's happening?
What do you mean in this area?
Recently, they've elected their party leader, and we were thinking, okay, now the dynamic is going to change. But now we are seeing another headline in this array. Probably maybe it's leadership agreement, maybe differences between leaders, accepting to steer the affairs of the party, probably.
My suspicion is that it will take a monumental effort to make the PPP relevant again. You might have an inspiring, charismatic leader who can pop up from, you just never know where these things can come out from, and revivify its fortunes and make it relevant. But I'm not holding out, I'm not holding my breath with that one. We have seen that post-independence Africa, most of these parties that gained independence, after the leader dies or whatever, the party dies with the leader. We've seen this pattern all the time, be it in Senegal, PS, the party of Senghor. So I do not know how they're going to do it. I personally think that perhaps the PPP had served its historical purpose. Then new parties get formed and they move on. It seems we are in that phase of political maturity, political evolution.
Exactly.
So it will be very interesting to see how they become relevant again in this age. It will be interesting to see.
Yeah, so
I do not know.
yeah, ex-APRC executive member say Jammeh's utterances are empty threats.
Yes, I listened to it the whole time.
So quickly we wrap up.
Yes, I know. I do not know. Is he trying to remain relevant now? It seems as if he's got this revisionist history that his time he did this, he did that. He was criticizing Barra. I do not know. To my mind, APRC, they are also gone. They've been absorbed by NPP.
Yes.
The thing about Jammeh is that there are some serious accusations against you. We have collected the evidence with the TRRC. The only relevant thing with Jammeh is, where can we try you? It's the prosecution. We need to test these things in a court. That's the only relevant thing with Jammeh.
Exactly.
Taking
So,
him to
Mr.
court.
Mbowe, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You know, for coming and reviewing. Although we did only a few stories, at least we can do, you know, maybe 5 or 6 stories. You know, but we're going to move to another segment. Thank you very much, Mr. Mbowe, and hope to catch up later or next week.
Yes, today's the final day of the week, isn't it, for this morning?
Yes.
So, possibly Monday.
All right, viewers, we'll take a short break. After the break, we'll be talking to Imam Usman Jah. You know, we'll be taking a look at the recently concluded regional Quranic competition. So we'll be right back.
ak Orange Money ñoo lëkkaloo pour yombalal leen yónnee xaalis bàyyi ko Gambia dem ba Sénégal ak Q Money wallet looy toog di xaar dawal léegi nga ubbi Q Money account pour nga mun a door di yónnee xaalis sa xariteeg sa mbokk yi jaarale ko Orange Money Sénégal léegi pour am si lu leer mun nga call Q Money customer care si 133 Q Money suñu kalpe lii dafa ànd ak sarta yuñ tëral.
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte, rifled in! Out.
Did you know you can buy cash power using Q Money Wallet absolutely free up to $30,000 Cs? Use our app or dial 323# and select Q Power. Choose Register Meter. Enter your meter number. Dial *323# and follow these simple steps. Number 1, select option 3 for Q Power. Number 2, choose option 1 to buy any amount of Q Power. Enjoy free QCell airtime every time you cash in to purchase Q Power. For any inquiries, call 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalbe.
We are back. You are watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Balde. And, you know, I'm with Julden Jai. I mean, we are hosting and co-hosting this program together. Jude, now let's move to the next segment. You get Dalal Imam Usman Jah. Si te dañoo waxtaanee loolu di 5th national, you know, Quranic competition. Jeexal nañ regional bi. Léegi mu ngi mel ni taana nañ xale yi ba pare pour indi ñi nga xam ne ñoo war a dem ci final solo ndaxte li mooy juróomi yoon this is the 5th national Quranic competition te every year ñu ngi gis ne mu ngi gën a yokku mu ngi gën a dem kanam xale yaa ngi gën a yokku ba pare nit yaa ngi ko gën a understand léegi dem na sax ba lii moo nekk di represent Gambia as you know a Quranic competition nation bi nga xam ne ñëpp ñu ngi ko ràññee si àddina si Imam ñu ngi laa dalal si programme bi
bismillahi rahmani rahim wa sallallahu wa sallam ala sayyidina wa nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallama tasliman kathiran Mr Weltare am naa mbégte pour wuyu si seen woote nga bokk kook soxna Julde nakaati Julde Ba
Njaay waaye Njaay Balde yëpp benn
waaye man toujours dama ko wax ne na jël ba daal man xam nga suma yaay Bala sant
Ba
waaw
Julde Ba
waaye daal toppa naa ko waaye ba tey nanguwul daal bon nag ma ne Julde Njaay
waaye Julde Ba ak Njaay yëpp benn la
ñu ngi leen di sant ci invitation bi
waaw bëggoon nañ ñu waxtaan tuuti jox ñu background ni Quranic competition bi Imam dañ bëgg a xam lu tax mu taxaw
good
waaw
very significant thank you very much for this question dana dee am solo lool ñuy joxe historical background of any activity rawatina su fekkee ne activity bi dafa nekk ci lii yàlla gën a fonk di téere bi di alquranul karim te loolu history daf ko bind te duñ ko mos a fàtte moo tax def lu baax am solo yonent bi sallallahu taala alayhi wa sallam dafa wax ne ku def lu baax du fi mos a jóg even soo fi jógee du fi mos a jóg ndax képp ku emulate sa jëf ju baax jooju kooku yàlla dina ko fay ba pare yàlla dina ko ci jox naka lañ ko tuddee moom itam wàllam ci fay gi lii Mr Mohamed Dia di CEO bu Q Group xalaat bi ci moom la jógee waaw moom moo toog daal gis ne réew mi war nañ leen a encourage ci njàngam alquranul karim te loolu it moom it li ko waral du loo xam ne dafa ñëw rek accidentally daf ko doon na dafa jógee ci ñaari waajur yoo xam ne ci alquran lañ judd alquran lañ jàng alquran lañ dund ci alquran lañ dee deret jooju nag xam naa mooy daw ci moom mu toog xalaat daal ne alquran daal dañ ko war a gën a bàyyi xel ci la create nag national competition bi jubluwaayam ci competition bi buñ ci boolee li ma wax ci tàmbali bi mooy gën a encourage doomi réew mi pour ñu faydaal njàngam alquranul karim fonk ko waaw nga xam ne alquran du dee nga xam ne moom dafa bokk ci ñi contribute ci ne alquran des na fi ba faw waaye yemu ci dafay encourage ndaw yi itam pour ñu xam li alquran ëmba ndax koo xam ne jàng na alquran ba mokkal ko liñ séentu mooy njàng mi du yem foofu il faut li nga doon jàng nga jéem a xam lan la ëmba te soo xamee lan la ëmba loolu moo lay indil leer moo lay indil njub moo lay indil mbaax te soo baaxee di nga mun a baaxal keneen waaw mu mel ni daal dafay tabax li ñoo tuddee training of trainers la dafa tabax nit ñoo xam ne dañuy tabax ñoom itam ëllëg so loolu mooy background ni Quranic competition bi jóg nii xam nga ne Muhammad li ko wër yëpp daara la xam nga ne am na naka lañ ko tuddee foundation boo xam ne ñu ngi ko tuddee Cheikh Maska foundation charitable foundation te Muhammad kilifa la ci te ñi ko sosoon ay waajuram ci lañ bokk te waajuram gënoon ci actif nga xam ne moo tax foundation bi wax dëgg yàlla di dund ba tey mu ñëw mboolem lu fi way juróom bàyyi woon mu pare pour yokk ko te way juróom baxut fi lu dul lu baax so school boobu am nañ Arabic section di jàngale alquran di jàngale islamic jurisprudence mboolem xam-xam yi nga xam ne dañ ko soxla ci àddina bi waaye mu amaat English section boo xam ne système njàngin mi xew Gambie yëpp ñu ngi ko fay jàng li ko wërit soo demee ci dëkk bi mu juddoo daara la fees del yoo xam ne daaray alquran la te daara yooyu fu mu toll loxoom mu ngi dem ci daara yooyu pour ñu mën a maintain daara yi mu mën a dem ci kanam so léegi nag emul ci loolu nag mu bugg nag réew mi yëpp nag daj so loolu daal moo indi woon xalaatu Quranic wala national Quranic competition yes
so gannaaw boo leen demee ngeen am regional competition bi because competition yu bari dañ dee happen fii waaye si combo bi la dee am waaye gis nañ ne yéen ngeen dem si dex yi engage nit ñi naka lañ gisee initiative bi ak naka lañ ko receiver
dañ ko appreciate xam nga ren mooy the 5th one mooy juróomeeli yoon li tax ñuy def regional Quranic competition mooy pour yombalal ñi dëkk ci region si ndax tey su fekkoon ne dañ ne competition bi yëpp fii lañ koy defee si that means a lot danañ sofa a lot ñaata nit ñooy war a jógee ci fañ dëkk ñëw fi am fi ñaata fan competition bi mën a continuer soo xoolee rek regional competition bi jël na leen loo xam ne wala réew mi yëpp jël na leen lu ëpp 10 days wala sax su ma eboone 15 days about xam nga loolu du lu yomba te tey ki jógee Basse tey soo ko indi woon fii tey mun naa nekk ne mu ngi bokk si ñiy mujja compete so dinañ fi yàgga lool te dina metti lool ci wàll gune so ci la Mr Dia gis ne pour noppal leen nañ yóbbu QTV team bi ak expert yi alquran yi mooy jooji si ñoom ñu dem fekki competitors yi ci seeni région su ko defee région bu ne ñu jàppal leen bés wane ne bés sàngam dinañ fa ñëw fekka def nañ ground work bi register nañ mboolem interested parties yi ñi bugg a bokka ñëpp register nañ leen seen school si register nañ leen xam nañ ban dëkk lañ bokk xam nañ seen contact su ko defee ñu def nag programme bi for exemple ne region NBR for example date sàngam su ko defee ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk on the ground ñoom ñu contact concern school si yi nga xam ne ñoo bokk si ñu indi seen competitors yi ñi nga xam ne ñooy xëccoo ci bés boobu su ko defee QTV dem set up ànd ak seen Quranic experts yi su ko defee ñëpp dajee ñu defaral leen ñu ndéewo defaral leen ñu añ ba pare kuy ñibbi ñu jox la li nga doon passé su ko defee nag suñ defee competition bi ci région bi ñu seen ñi nga xam ne ci ñetti branche ci alquran yi ñan ñoo jël raw gàdd gi waaw ñi jël raw gàdd nag ci ñetti branche ci région bu ne ñoom la ñuy boolante nag pour ñooy dem ci final waaw
ñaata nit ci région bu ne
région bu ne danañ leen may each branch ñu am fa wan waaw région bu ne each branch ñu am fa wan ki jël forsan two mooy daal sort of 6 mën naa nekk région bu ne 6 su ko defee nag ñooñu nag suñ leen boolantee ñoom ñooy dem ci final bi waaw noonu lañ ko dee defee
Imam pour dem organise regional bi nekkul lu yomba
déedéet
advance team bi dem call ak def organisation bi bëggoon nañ ngeen wax ñu lan mooy jafe-jafe yi
xam nga lu nekk ca tàmbali ba la dee jafe waaye su yàggee rek ñu miin ko xam nga bu njëkk ban venue biñ koy defee nekkoon na problème lool yan venue boo xam ne liñ fa soxla dinañ ko fa mun a am ci wàllu électricité ci wàllu ngelaw lu mën a dugg ak luy génn nag place boo xam ne du nekk yëngatu yu bare riiri oto nangam léegoo léegaan ñu book place dem ba last minute ñu ñàkk ko waaw ñaareel bi teg ci pour nga mun a xam proper place bi baax dëgg-dëgg dafay jar nga travel dem gisi yow ci sa bopp nga gisal sa bopp place bi ba pare jokkoog ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo ko moom la ngeen di d'accord ci la muy fay ak yëpp nga mën koo def so waaye loolu ca tàmbali ba defoon na problème defe ne li daan na metti lool waaye fi ne nii moom alhamdulilah yëpp normal na beneen mbirit mooy ñi nga xam ne ñooy saytu catering togg géeg yooyu loolu itam nekkoon na problème ci tàmbali bi definitely ndax itam région boo dem nga mun a am caterers maanaam wala bu ay toggakat yoo xam ne ñu baax la ñok lan la ñuy demee marché naka lañ koy defee loolu itam definitely yombutoon waaye thank God ne in collaboration with the Gambia Supreme Islamic Council seen representatives yi nekk ci région si
mooy amaana
déedéet bokkut ak ñoom ñaara fi ne
ok
Gambia Supreme Islamic Council bokkut ak amaana tam mooy Secretariat for Islamic and Arabic Education ñoom ñaar ñëpp la ñuy use waaye ñi ñuy gën a use nag mooy amaana waaw so da nga gis ne ñoom bi ñuy dimbalanteeg ñun definitely yombal na mbir yi because region bu ne am na ñu fa xam ñooy soo jokkoog ñoom ndimbal loo bëgg rek da nga ko mën a am ca tàmbali ba jafe woon na waaye fi ne nii moom at bu jot rek xam nga ne daaw ñii laa jëflante woon contact numbers yëpp am na so lépp dafay yomb daal fi toll ni mbir mi moom sumut na walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin so yooyu moom fi ne mun naa wax ne daal fi ne yëpp nooy na
maam dañ nekk si jamono boo xam ne ñu bari ñu ngi wax ne fu mu nekk nii daal alquran mu ngi génn surtout si ndaw yi ñu bari nekkuñ di jàng alquran léegi yéen depuis boo leen génnee si regional competition bi naka nga gisee alquran naka la mel si ndaw yi
pare ndaw yi
waaw
non Gambia ñu ngi sant yàlla ci fiñ toll nii ndax bu njëkk da nga daan gis international Quranic competition yi am ci réew yi dafa pour nga gis Gambien bokk ci definitely amutoon daanaka bi Gambia starté di bokk ci international competition yii nii yàggut lool xëy na ñu wax ne ay 10 years back the first person ki ma njëkka gis toog rek ubbi suma télévision gis ko mu nekk Gambien bokk ci international Quranic competition ca Dubai mu ngi nekkoon broda la ci Cheikh Ibrahima Thiam mi nga xam ne moom mooy Baboucar ñu ngi ko tuddee Baboucar Thiam keroog definitely am na mbégte pour gis flag yi Gambia ñu taxawal ko ci kanam ki nga xam ne mooy compétiteur bi mu jàng mu mucc ayib te njàng mi yëpp ñu ngi ko defalee fii ci Gambia definitely after loolu nag ñu bare fi ne ni bokk nañ ci international Quranic competition ci réew bi yu nekk nag di indi ndam yu mag a mag a mag so loolu lim miin mooy definitely mbir maa ngi yokku maanaam bugga mokkal alxuraan mu ngi yokk bu baax a baax li ko waral mooy gis nañ ci njëriñ xam nga yàlla dañuy wax ne yàlla kese dafa rattax waaw xam nga njàngam alxuraan moom pour yàlla la lépp jaamu yàlla la waaye yàlla daf ñu fi indi pour ñu tabax àddina tabax àllaaxira su fekkee li nga jàng mënoo cee tabaxee sa àddina soo moytul loolu mun naa tayalloo ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo koy def ndax it nag jàng alxuraan ba mokkal ko jàllar bi ko di yalwaan wala yu ni demee soo moytul da nga dem astray so waaye fi ne nii alhamdulilah mbir yi mu ngi am njëriñ ndax bokk ci competition jël force rek am na ñoo xam ne seen force yi jël rek mun nañ cee establish business waaw te da nga gis loo gis nit ñi bokk rek par benn ñoo dee génn nekk dara masalan tey soo ñëwoon ci sécurité ci police bi wala nga ñëw ci armée bi ñaata ñoo ci nekk siidi lu tuuti la maanaam da nga gis ne mutul sa 1%. waaye ngir ne yaakaar mu nga fa te ku nekk mun na koo doon so ku nekk da ngaa struggle di góorgóorlu pour any day mun ngaa nekk nanga likewise itam Quranic competition wala recitation ñëpp mënuñoo nekki force jël force waaye anybody mun naa nekk force so bu waa da ngay góorgóorlu ñaareel bi teg ci tam pour ñu ne rek man bokk naa ci Quranic competition bi rek ndam la waxuma sax final bi waaye regional bokk naa ci Quranic competition bi ci boppam ndam la maanaam nit ñi dinañ la xool bët boo xam ne daanuñ la ko xool kii bokk na ci Quranic competition soo jëlee nag soo ci wiinee any prize boobu soo ko yàqut mën naa tabax sa àddina waaw definitely because ñi fiy def business yi nga xam ne yu ndaw la fa ñuy tàmbalee wiina si li ñuy am maanaam ki gën a tuuti la ci wiina si la ñuy am moo ëpp loolu soo da nga gis ne loolu mën nga am na ñoo xam ne ci lañ am nañ ci suuf kër am ñoo xam ne tabax nañ ci kër macha allah am ñoo xam ne am nañ ci soxna jigéen ñi tam macha allahu taala man cee defar seen bopp soo da nga gis ne loolu yëpp xemem loona nit ñi ci njàngam alquran te loolu bokkut ak su fekkee jàng nga ko ba mun ko da ngay mun a nekk itam jàngalekat dañ laa employé yooyu itam ngay jàngale ñu di la fay soo yooyu yëpp mu ngi ci mbir mi plus nag fay gi nga xam ne suñ borom subhanahu wa taala dina la ko fay defe ne lii ñun mën nañoo gis ne daal Gambie fi mu ne mu ngi bokk ci réew yi gën a dem ci kanam ci wàllu njàngam alquran to be quite frank
dëgg la imam léegi final bi kañ lañ ko expect
waaw final bi ñu ngi ko expect 27 xam naa nag du ma xaw ma seetuma lan la moo naka la moo collaborateur
waaw
weeri
lu moo tombe
waaw lu moo tombeel
weeri koor
waaye ci weeru koor dafa tombeel ak ñaar fukki fan
ak
juróom-ñaar maanaam ñaar fukki fan ak juróom-ñaar bési ñaar fukki fan ak juróom-benn ci weeru koor guddi ñaar fukki fan ak juróom-ñaar guddi boobu ci la mbir mi di nekk di fàttali rek ne ren ñi bokk ci competition bi competitors yi mut nañ ren 401 competitors throughout the country 401 from the 3 branches of the Holy Quran Al-Quran dañ ko divide into 3 parts waa koo xam ne dafa bokk ci full Quran ak koo xam ne dafa bokk ci half Quran ak koo xam ne dafa bokk ci quota Al-Quranul Karim benn bu ci ne ñu utal ko ay conditions yi tax nga mën ci bokk ba pare schools yi nga xam ne ren bokk nañ mut na 185 schools yoo xam ne foofu la competitors yi jógee ba pare am nañ 3 judges as usual ba pare am nañ coordinator general coordinator di Cheikh Ibrahima Hassan su ko defee nag ñi nga xam ne nag fi ne nii ñoo wiin dañuy bind seen liste waaw su ko defee ñoom nag xam nañ ne wiin nañ ba pare because competition buñ pare rek ña fa ñëwoon xam nañ ñan ñoo jàll su ko defee nag ñooñu dañuy bind seen liste suñ demee ba nga xam ne mbir maa ngi jot dinañ jokkoo ñoom wala leen bés sàngam waxtu sàngam ñëw leen place sàngam te ñoom ñëpp itam pour wan la ne mbir yi mu ngi yokku bu njëkk da nga daan soo ñëwaan doo mun a xool sax compétiteurs yi këlee nga sol lale kii sol lii mbir yi yëpp waaye léegi Mr Mohamed Dia dafa indi beneen initiative ne daal léegi ñëpp dañ leen di utal uniforme ñoom ñëpp ñu sol niroo fa tabarakallah am seeni kool soo ñëwee yëppay maaj léppay rafet waaw su ko defee nag ñooñu dafa am wiina ak rona op ñoom ñëpp kenn ku ci ne dafa am kile dafa am prize boo xam ne bu am solo lay doon so dafa nekk bés lay doon daal boo xam ne bési mbégte la bési sant yàlla la boo xam ne képp ku ko fekkee rek definitely da nga xam ne yàlla xéewal na la nga fekkee xéewal gu
dëgg la thank you very much imam ñu ngi jaajëfal si ñëw bi te yow ñu ngi laa ñaanal imam fan bu gudda ak wér gu yaram
amiin yaa rabbal
loolu moom loolu ñu ngi la ko ñaan
amiin yaa rabbal aalamiin yal nañ ko bokk
jërëjëf thank you so viewers we'll take a short break. After the break the program continues. We'll be right back.
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte, rifled in! Out.
Hidandi da wawi sodude cash power e Q Money wallet maong te a yobata hay hunde ida wawi sode ko yehi ha guluji capan $30. Ko watano webi wadu dial star 323 # jokka sartaji ding suboda option 3 fi Q power on tumasi suboda register meter number sa gaini natina number meter maong wadu dial star 323 # jokka sartaji ding suboda option 3 fi Q power on tumasi suboda ko jelu falda sodude a wawa heɓude ko ɓura andrere free qcell airtime wattu kala soduɗa Q power fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi ɗe wawi noddude 133 Q money suñu kalpe
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte, rifled in! Out.
We are back. You're watching QTV this morning. I'm always happy to hear the voice of my director, Aliou Jallow.
Yeah.
Aliou Jallow,
Our exceptional director.
Be here always. I mean, we always want to hear your voice. Yeah, so let's move on to the Ministry of Health launches, big catch-up campaign, immunization targeting children. And we have Dr. Kante, EPI Communication Officer, Minister of Health. It's good to have you here, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing? How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling okay. I'm very happy to be here with you today.
Okay, I want to ask this question. I don't know. If doctors are not feeling well, where do they go to? Or do they treat themselves? I just want to know. I'm curious.
They will also be treated in the health facilities as well.
Who's going to treat them? They are fellow
They
doctors?
are fellow health workers as well. Yeah.
All right, okay, nice.
I'm sure that's going to be a VIP treatment.
I'm telling you, I don't understand. Sometimes I tend to think they treat themselves. All right, so let's talk about the Big Catch-Up campaign. I mean, what are the primary goals of this campaign?
Yeah, actually, as you know, in the Gambia, we started vaccination way back in the 60s when we were doing ad hoc. But officially, we started establishing an API program in 1979. Since then, our coverage has been steadily good. We've been having very good coverages. But recently, as early as 2020 and 2022, you may remember there was a big event, which is the COVID pandemic, a stroke in the world. And because of that, there were a lot of challenges in terms of accessing health facilities for our mothers to take their kids for immunization services. And there were some lockdowns as well. And because of this, globally, there was a decline in the immunization coverage, and which Gambia is also part of. And since that time, after the COVID, the immunization coverage continued to decline, and this will definitely cause immunization immunity gap, which will increase the risk for disease outbreaks. So WHO, in collaboration with the government, Ministry of Health, and the other partners, UNICEF and Gavi, came up with a plan or an initiative, which is also a global initiative, to have what we call a big catch-up campaign. The catch-up is like, if you take the word literally, is people that we miss during the pandemic. These are the people we want to vaccinate now.
An oversight, sort of.
Not necessarily an oversight. These children did not get the vaccine because during the COVID pandemic, there was a lockdown. Yeah, vaccines are not coming in. And also, people were not asking, many people were afraid to go out to the health facilities and get vaccine.
True.
So, if you have a child, who you win out, and then you have another child, maybe say around 2023, now that we resume services, you will not bring the older child. You will bring the younger one. Yeah. So, the older child who was born in 2020 would not have been receiving all the vaccine they are supposed to receive. So they already win out. We have the new child, and this is the child we are taking to the health facility. So we need to have a plan to catch up those who missed those vaccines during the COVID pandemic. So the entire initiative is to ensure that those who miss the vaccine during the COVID, we get them. So this is why we intend to vaccinate children from 0 to 6 years. You will ask me, why 6 years? Because from 2020 to 2025, that is just 5 years.
5 years,
yeah. But we are including even children who were born in 2019. Because children who were born in 2019, some of them were due to be vaccinated in 2020.
Okay.
So we have to include that category as well. Because anybody born in January 2019, in January 2025 would have been 6 years now. So the campaign will cover from 2019 up to date. But since it is a huge campaign and we are going to households, we are going to bantabas, we are going to communities, we are going to schools, we don't just want to limit it to children who were born between 2019 to 2022. We'll also include even the under ones, the under twos who were born in 2023, 2024, 2025. It's an opportunity. We don't want to miss them. Okay. Anybody we find and we realize that there's a vaccine that you have missed, we will vaccinate you as well.
So how are we rolling these vaccines? I mean, are we going to schools or are we going to compounds?
Yes, we will be employing all strategies. So we will visit schools because, as you will agree with me, most of these age category are also in school, in ECDs, kindergarten and daycare centers from 2, 3, 4 years and the like. But again, we will also visit the bantabas, we will visit the households, even the households. Because one thing is key for this particular campaign, it's not like any other campaign where we just have an age category and we will just go out and give a specific vaccine. No. This campaign is not a supplementation. It's actually part of the routine immunization system. So it's just intensifying the routine immunization. So it is a continuation from where they stopped during the routine immunization.
Okay.
So we have to go and find out from their infant welfare cards, if you've taken a particular vaccine, what is the next vaccine you are supposed to take? And when we give you vaccine during this particular campaign, we will also record in the infant welfare card. So it's not like the usual polio campaigns that we have, whereby we vaccinate you and then we just mark your hand and you go. But this time around, we will vaccinate you and then we'll also record it in your infant welfare, in the child health card.
Okay.
Yes, so that's going to be a continuation. Let me give an example. For instance, we have vaccines that we call Penta, for instance. You have Penta 1, Penta 2, Penta 3. If you take in Penta 1 before during the routine and perhaps during the lockdown you miss some vaccines, when our teams meet you, we are going to give you Penta 2 and record it in your card. Now, when you continue going to this we call NOS, you will get now your Penta 3. So this one is part and parcel of our routine immunization system. It's going to be a continuation.
So let's get this clearly, because recently my boy came from school and said that he was immunized. So in that case, the information is not recorded in his card. So how are you going to go about that? How do you know that this person was immunized before or was vaccinated before?
Just like I said, usually we've been having supplementary immunization activities.
Okay.
But the big catch-up campaign, this particular campaign is part of the routine immunization services. So this time around, anybody we vaccinate, we are going to record in the infant welfare card. So that's why having me here today is very important. We want to implore on the parents, from the 30th today up to the 8th of February, when your child is going to school, it is important that you put the infant welfare card in the child's bag.
Okay.
And then we are also doing the sensitization with the teachers. We are collaborating very well with the Ministry of Education, from our ministerial level to their ministerial level. Even they have given us a consent letter, which we also distribute to all the schools so that they can help us access the schools and teachers to cooperate with us when we visit them. So the teachers will now check their bags help the child and bring out the infant welfare card, so that we will know exactly which vaccine we should give. It's different from other campaigns when we just go and give one particular vaccine. This one, the vaccine that we will give depends on the vaccine that you did not get, the one that you missed. So we are only giving the vaccines that you miss. If we find that you were lucky enough to get all the vaccines, we will not vaccinate you, even though you are part of
so
this
how will you know, I mean, the child missed this vaccine?
By checking the card and by checking our records. So this time around, we are not recruiting people from the community. We are using our professional public health officers and our professional nurses who have been doing this on a weekly basis in the health facility. Okay, the only difference this time around, we are even bringing the services to the doorstep of the people by going to the health facilities, by going to the schools, by going to the household, and so we vaccinate them. So they've been doing this and their experience. We will check the card. The card will determine the age to determine whether you are eligible. The card will also determine which vaccines you get and which vaccine to get. And based on that also, when we vaccinate you, we have to record on the card also to prove that you don't have to take this vaccine again because you've already taken it during the campaign.
Exactly.
So in terms of the parents who wants to go to the health facilities themselves, are your teams, are they available in all the health facilities in the country, both public and private?
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially this side of the country in Western one, where we usually have challenges. Our teams will be in every health facility, whether public or private, and the vaccines are free of charge. Okay, don't worry whether it is public or private, as far as, because the Ministry of Health are the only one providing these vaccines. So even the privates, they cannot get these vaccines because these vaccines are not in the world market for anybody to go and procure. All vaccines in the Gambia or any other part of the country are all WHO prequel vaccine, which we procure through UNICEF. So we also supply the private health facility. So if your child did not get the vaccine at the school or in the community, you can take your child to the health facility to also get
my
this
only
vaccine.
the thing that I'm just wondering is, what about if you do this vaccination at the schools and the child is not with his card? How will you know this is the vaccine that the child needs?
We also have our records. Our electronic records, where we can also refer the child based on the child number, or based on your father's name, your mother's name, we can refer. And apart from that also, we have different means of trying to get to know. Sometimes some kids, some mothers, they go together, they group together when they are going for, especially in the rural area. So we can also verify from the other child that have taken the vaccine if they are the same age mates. And the vaccines also, some of these mothers, they are very smart, they are very intelligent, and the way we also give the vaccines, people know exactly which vaccines we give, even though they may not know the name. For instance, they will tell you the 9-month vaccine. So the 9-month vaccine, everybody know Karikononto vaccine is measles, for instance. Is measles, for instance. So we are giving vaccines on the right eye, on the left eye. So we know the vaccine that we give on the left eye is for Penta. The one that we give on the right eye is for IPV. So somebody can tell you, the one given on the left eye, my child was given twice. You get, the teachers may not know, but the the caregivers will know. So if we find that difficult, then we will find this particular child in their household now, where the mother can tell us exactly which vaccines we are given, or where we can even get the card from the mother and the household. So we will employ all means to ensure that this is an opportunity to vaccinate. Because usually at the health facility level, after 5 years we don't vaccinate you. So whether you miss vaccines or not, usually. But right now, this is an opportunity for all the people who miss vaccination to ensure they come out and get the vaccines.
Exactly. Be reminded, viewers, I mean, you are watching QTV this morning. And tonight, an exclusive interview on State of Affairs, Aliou Ceesay and His Excellency President Adama Barrow, as pressing issues in our nation will be discussed on State of Affairs at 9 p.m. So that's just after the QTV news. Just stay tuned, tonight, and watch that interview.
It's a must-watch program.
It's a must-watch. I've seen the promo, and I find it very interesting. You know, so don't miss that program at 9 p.m. tonight. Exclusive interview, Aliou Ceesay with His Excellency President Adama Barrow. Yeah. So let's continue in the local language. Dr. Julde.
Yeah, so dañ bëgg rek nga summarize ñu si local language yi weda manding ko fula bo comfortable rek nga wax ñu about vaccination bi ak tamit lan moo nekk njëriñi vaccination bi ak waajur ñoo xam ne daal dañ bëgg seen doom yi ñu am vaccination bi naka la ñoo def.
Waaw jërëjëf and thank you for having me. Vaccination bi am na solo trop comme ni ma ko waxee woon si kàllaama anglais mooy Gambia yàgg na ñoo commencé péngu nekkul lu ees biir Gambia waaye xam nañ ne tam in 2020 amoon nañ fi COVID-19 pandemic si COVID-19 pandemic bi ñi bari duñ daan dem si lopitaan lu xew mooy ñi bari duñ daan génn ñëpp a ragaloon dañ foog ne soo génnee da ngay am feebar even ñun sax mi nga xam ne ñoo nekkoon di liggéey bunti wér-gu-yaram ñun am na ñoo xam ne si ñun feebar nañ amoon nañ COVID am vaccine bi sax nekkoon na problème pour flights yi ñoo xam ne because vaccine bi duñ ko fi dee defaree so loolu yëpp nekkoon na jafe-jafe so ñi nga xam ne dem nañ bi am nañ ñaari at te am nañ raka da ngaa gis ne kooku buñ ko feree rek du ñëwaat noos bu fekkee ne sax jëloot péngu yam yi yëpp moom du jëlaat noos du ñëwaat noos kon rakaam ñi nga xam ne moo nekk xale buñ commencé di péngu kooku mooy bud di ñëw kon ki nga xam ne jëloot péngu amul yarami sordaal yaramam bi amul sordaal yi nga xam ne ñoo ko war a am protect aar si jàngoro bi parce que ñun péngu yi ñu dee joxe nekkul ne péngu yoo xam dañ dee faj pour aar la soo dañ dee mi duñ dee xaar ba nga feebar dañ la dee jox péngu soo da ëllëg si biir soo feebar bi bu fekkee am nga contact with feebar bi da nga gis ne daf laa aar so loolu moo tax ñi nga xam ne ñoo juddu woon si time COVID-19 period bi from 2019 2020 2021 2022 ñooñu leen bëgg a catch up moo ñoo xam ne dañu réeroon ñooñu leen bëgg a follow catch up leen nekkut xale rek fu mu nekk ni coverage bi mu ngee tane nit ñaa ngee ñëw péngu baa ngee dem on waaye how about ñoo xam ne ñoo waroon na ñëw time boobu te ñëwuñ ñooñu leen bëgg a catch up so loolu moo tax dooree ko tey on the 30th ba February 8 from Karton to Koyna suñ team si dinañ génn dinañ dem si school si dinañ dem si Bantabaay si marché si ferry crossing centers even si kër yi sax dañ si dugga benn message rek moo important mooy liggéey bi mënuñ koo def fekk gisuñ kaati xale bi mooy infant welfare card kayti nurse bi loolu am na solo trop boo leen di ñëw because campagne bi bokkut ak yeneen campagne comme yeneen campagne dañ dee wax ne képp koo xam ne is under 5 benn at ba juróomi at dañ lay péngu déedéet campagne bi péngu buñ la war a jox dafa dépend si lan nga am ak loo amul te loolu duñ ko mën a xam fekk ñu gis sa kayti noos bi kon waajur yi en soo leen ngeen ut kayti noos si xale yi ngeen dajale ko ngeen tegal ñu ko buñ ñëwee si kër yi ngeen won ñu ko bu fekkee ne sa taay itam sa xale bi mu ngee dem school trial kayiti noos bi nga dugal ko si baagi xale bi soo da teacher si dina ñu dimbale buñ aagee foofu teacher bi dina ko génnee ñu mun a xam yan péngu la jël bu fekkee yow sa xale bi péngu ñu waroon na am yëpp am na ko duñ ko péngu soo dañoo seet péngu bu mu war am ñu seet ko ñu jog ko te suñ ko péngoo tam dinañ ko binda si kayit bi
si wàllum school bi xanaa da ngeen a inform school authorities yi ne bés bi lañ war a ñëw ndaxte xale la every day ngay jël kayit bi dugal ko si baakam bi mun na koo réelal mun na koo xar mun na koo yaaxal lu nekk mun naa xij foofu noonu ndax da ngeen dee inform school authorities yi ne bés bi lañ war a ñëw si school bi
jërëjëf ñun xam nañ bu baax ne Ministry of Education ñoo nekk suñ number one partner because most of the time activité yi ñu dee def ni most of suñ target bi si school si lañ dee nekk loolu moo tax fii nii si kaw fii at the ministerial level ñun suñ ministry bi ak Ministry of Education dañ dee jokkoo suñ buggee def activité yii nii loolu moo tax sax Ministry of Education bindal nañu leetar boo xam ne tasaare nañ ko si suñ liggéeykat yi yëpp suñoo dem si school si ñu yóbbuwale pour wane ne Ministry of Education ak Health ñëpp ànd nañ si activité bii nii waaye pour tontu sa laajte health ñun nekkuñ fii Kombo rek ak Banjul fii am nañ regional officers am nañ si health facilities yi and they are doing mobilization and engagement comme noo ko waxee fu mu jaar ñu plan they will go and then do engagement ba pare ñu wax leen ne bési sàngam fii la ñu war a ñëw waxuma laa rek school si even community bi pour community bi xam ne bés sàngam community bi la bés sàngam community bi la so da ngaa gis ne school bi tam mentally they will be prepared pour suñ ñëwee ñoom tam ñu jàppale ñu prepare so pour parents yi foog naa ne daal li may advice mooy tayi ni trial rek ensure ne xale bi kayit bi mu nekk si baagam
bi,
because
waaw.
bu fekkee teacher bi sax wax na xale bi ne dabal nga wax sa yaay bés sangam si la pengukat yi di ñëw xale bi mun na moo faate so loolu moo tax ñun suñ engagement ne ñu ngi wax parents yi taayi ni ba balaa sa xale bi di la wax ne tey dañ ma pengu si school bi ensure kayit bi mu nekk si biir baagam bi te ñu ngi leen di wax ne tam xale yi bu ñëwee ñu wax leen ne even though ñun ñu ngi def engagement te ñu ngi nii di waxtaan ak yéen pour wax leen ne amin pengu bi mu ngi dem on bu leen ci woori bu leen wax ne non yëguma ko xaw ma ko déedéet wala teacher bi bu la wooyee ne pengukat yi ñëw ne fi ndax sa xale bi mën na moo pe nga ne déedéet am na solo trop pour ñu enso suñu xale yëpp ñu pengu pour egga si biir feebar yoo xam ne yi nga xam ne outbreak yoo xam ne war nañoo mën a ñëw suñ ñëwee duñu mën a laal xale yi.
Thank you Dr. Kante for coming jeexal nañ time bi appreciate nañ ko ak moyatale time bi jeex na otherwise we would have delved into Mandinka which is very important xam naa suma mbokki Pël yi tam ñoo ne Pël nag because up country Pël la xam nga waaw but thank you very much I believe ne we are going to do a lot of these things thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So viewers, we'll take a short break. After the break, then we'll engage the organizing, one of the organizers of the Kora Festival. That's the International Kora Festival. So, we'll take a short break and we'll be back.
Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Q-Money e Orange Money joni weɓini nuldugol mbuɗi mi yetoma joni hiɗa wawi nuldude mbuɗi iwra ko Gambia ɗo yaha Sénégal e Q-Money wallet ma on eyyi ko honno wonɗa e fadde mi yetoma udduto Q-Money account ma on joni fuɗɗoɗa nuldude mbuɗi e teriɓe ma rewa ɗon ka Orange Money nder Sénégal fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi hiɗa wawi noddude Q-Money customer care e 133 Q-Money suñu kalpe ɗum no yaadi e sartaji. Q-Money anin Orange Money ye bulodi nyola pour ka kodi kio sone yandi ka bonan Gambia banko kan kata Senegal banko kan anin Q-Money wallet e ka mune batu e muna fan Q-Money account wala sign pour ka dati ka kodoki e terimal anila dimbayal kana anin Orange Money Senegal ni lafta ku Senegal sotola je Q-Money customer care commandi 133 Q-Money suñu kalpe ning sartolle bala. Q-Money ak Orange Money ñoo lëkkaloo pour yombalal leen yónnee xaalis bàyyi ko Gambia dem ba Sénégal ak Q-Money wallet looy toog di xaar dawal léegi nga ubbi Q-Money account pour nga mun a door di yónnee xaalis sa xariteeg sa mbokk yi jaarale ko Orange Money Sénégal léegi pour am si lu leer mun ngaa call Q-Money customer care si 133 Q-Money suñu kalpe lii dafa ànd ak sarta yuñ tëral.
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte, rifled in! Out.
Did you know you can buy cash power using Q-Money wallet absolutely free up to 30,000 C's? Use our app or dial 323 hash and select Q Power. Choose Register Meter. Enter your meter number. Dial *323 hash and follow these simple steps. Number 1, select option 3 for Q Power. Number 2, choose option 1 to buy any amount of Q Power. Enjoy free QCell airtime every time you cash in to purchase Q Power. For any inquiries, call 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalbe.
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte, rifled in! Out.
Welcome back. You're watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde. Now let's head to the last segment of this program, and we'll be talking about the International Kora Festival. It was held last 2 weeks ago.
A week ago.
A week ago in the Gambia, Bakau. It's important for us to talk about this because many people graced the occasion. We've seen people from different parts of the world. And, you know, it's a remarkable event. So it's important to talk to the organizers. We have Suleiman Conte, he is part of the committee member. And, of course, the studio manager for, you know, Q Radio. I mean, he's the station's manager, rather. Then we have Ibrahim King Maro. He's also from the Tamala Express Band, you know. So, gentlemen, it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, Balde. You know, it's a pleasure to be back on this platform on a different, you know, you know, I mean, a different topic. Because we've been here talked about, you know, different things, but this time we, you know,
Yes. So, akumayatale, molenying festival wala ko kacha julde.
Akumayatale ka. Rati, ninen the first edition of the International Kora.
The second edition, right?
Second.
This is the second edition of the International Kora Festival. Nia jibe, nia tariko jibe ka fole Kora datita Gambia jani.
Right.
Muna na almakenung ameta for this is the second edition. Over the years, muna na almakenung muna ya stop nung kanyang festival o jura.
Oh, actually, mole Kora jura nyimbango kan previously and all that. But then nimbije wala the King Marong as a citizen of Bakau, and you know, ni botandola suo kono konte kunda, you go into Suso kunda. That's where Jali Nyama Suso, you know, was born and brought up. So he is inspired by Jali Nyama Suso playing the Kora and promoting our tradition and culture. So Ate, you know, he plays the drum and then had his band in the Gambia before moving to Australia, where he settled down and have his band and playing internationally all over the world. So Kabrenga Anata, Konyeko Suleiman, I think it's time for us to give back to our community, and it's time for us to celebrate our own culture in a different format, in a way that the international world will realize Munebe caring when it comes to Gambia, la Kora, and our traditional culture. So that's the reason why Ning idea Ninada to bring the International Kora Festival. The first one at a very small place. That was just a gauge what we exactly wanted to do and all that. So it was not as big. Exactly. So Kabringa Okem that's when we see our lapses and all that, and then improve the kudol to bring it. Molbe Kora celebrate in the country, but then don't love the Kora celebrate in a way that Mol Mantra celebrate
international one.
Exactly, the international one. Why we call it the international? You might one day see international acts like the Umu Sankares and the Bambinos and the Sona Joe artists and all that. You might one day see them performing in this festival. And then also we are having partners and donors from the international world, Mianko Ye, Bulo Dundi, to support this event and all that. So that's the reason why we come with the content. But then,
so nga King Engage, King Inumbara, welcome to QTV.
Thank you.
Fenda me yalonko bring a ko. You said it's time to give back to our community, to our country. You know, it gave me goosebumps because ngalo ne mo jamal buke mira wanyama. So, munatna aliake international.
Well, the other phase battle to promote musical tourism in the country as well, because the culture is fading away. So ni dala dunia lalbe to sang musical sembo soro mobe kata wala noka. Ni dala Mali, ni dala Ghana, ni dala Nigeria. Mo jama ni be findile la banko ke kala musical noka. So anintol Gambia Jamam Festival so mi alon ka bela no mi alon ko dunia be balo no ko something is going on in the Gambia. You know, it's the right time for nga start ka culture you promote more. Kadun ko kono kan you know, because there's a lot of things in it. But it's a lot of things.
Ngamo jamal jale fala ibije nga twabul fanjije meli alon ko inata pour que mabe nyinna nyil e kanale bang for botana jamma fole.
Well, most of the people because I advertise internationally as well, so most of the people kila program or to the attend.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
so what happened usually Balde, there are some local instruments that Miyanko Bota Gambia
but beating don't ask Gambians, Ghanaian also with other people in the other part of the world, like the other time this guy was viral on the internet, Ghanaian along, he was playing with this, you know, Fenongi coming cooking played with that, but then, you know, it comes from Ghana, and then they made it look like it comes from Ghana, but then Gambia, when it comes to Kora, don't see no other, because Nia Jibela, Lokeba Drame, Jalinyama Suso, you name them, but then today, if you go into the international world, and then people want to perform the Kora, Ika from Guinea Conakry, Miango is going to play the Kora when the Kora is from
and
the
Lokeba Drame played at the King's Palace in Boston.
Everywhere in the world.
A festival will win competition all
so
in Kora.
what we did is try to sell the idea to the Ministry of Arts and Culture. NCAC also chipped in, you understand, that is ITC and international body, you know, because they see a lot of, when they see the international, the word Kora stand out.
Absolutely.
You know, it caught the attention of most of the people, and they be like, yeah, when you mention Kora in this, that makes it so unique. And
it's
then,
among
you know,
the most honorable instruments.
Yeah.
So international artists or Juma in Jumale Nata and in Gambian artists or Fana Jumale performed again.
Moja wanso Gambian Kora Kosila member Denmark, Basir Susu Atapana and Sambujang Susu Atapana Spain. He's played, and in Defana in Ndimabama. She played Kora. She's from Australia. Okay. And another Australian nice short performance.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we had Mata Jobate was there. Sambu Suso was there. Jali Madi Kanute also.
Okay. Ngamwele Jali Bafa Nyanta Nala Nenu. Exactly. Bari Abulo Mutata Dulata Mangfutano.
Yeah. So Jaliba Akuyata Ainum Bakele because he was very ready to come and everything. But unfortunately, I think Amantra communicate Kanung with his booking team. So I had to find out he was supposed to play in Jara, somewhere in Jara. So in going to Jara, after lunch is when you go. So you within Kombolong, he would have loved to come and play and then go and play somewhere else. But then Jara Ninjang, the distance is too far. But he promised next year he will surely make sure have a cool arrangement.
So Munemu Mola plan solti. Because when you talk about an international Kora festival, among festival dinti. So next year ngamune plan.
Next year I want to be in Interfonse again in Melbourne in Australia to work with Alliance Franco there. Okay. Support na a promote there. Okay. So it's a cultural exchange program. Kora festival in Melbourne and stuff. You know. So I'm not empty that collaboration, and then to open doors for other people to, other artists will say collaborate not only to do the show at the festival and invite international artists as well to come and showcase their talent in the Gambia, Bundali Regal.
True.
Yeah.
So Suleiman, are we looking forward to another bigger venue, because next year it will be bigger?
Yeah, next year it will be bigger, and then in fact the preparations for next year has started already.
Okay.
Because Mimbije, people that we went to, and then among understanding store, they think we are joking.
Now they realize.
Now they realize this is a serious thing, and they think it's worthy to promote. But then the whole of this idea, three things there are bamboo, Bandania Korosi, right? One is to promote our tradition and culture, and two is to promote the legacy of Jalinyama Suso. Because Jalinyama Suso, you know, he is the one that composed the national anthem with the Kora. Yeah, I understand. And he had developed to this. Yes, and then he has played internationally, you know, the Americas universities in Germany, Europe, and everything. I Kora Samadula Jamalto. I met with one Lamin Sane of the UDP. And you go to the universities in England. Ye Jalinyama Susola Akaisol Jibe bro. Akonyako Fente Gambe Jang about Jalinyama Suso. The whole thing about Jalinyama Suso is in the West.
It's very sad.
Really?
It is sad.
I told million Jalinyama Suso. That is what the Western world
and they are using it.
Yes. So we are celebrating his legacy and all the heroes that also contributed in promoting the arts and culture of this country, put Kafina on the umbrella. But also something else turned out perfectly well. That is called, we've written it outright and stated it called, the proceeds of the event is going out back to the communities in Baka Bakau to help. Because yajal dindingol bijele me yanko they are good in school, in school fees soto. Parents will you blood be Bakau me yanko jail debitale they need light all of geo phone because saying mulka geo street pump monster again. But now that we did this, it was not very, very, big and all that. But then, whatever the circumstances, yesterday we went and spoke with the communities in Bakau, the Alcalo and the village, the community leader. And then now, ila misiro mimbije, we have a mosque in the corner je mi an ko ni sal jiumuta so ka we must to jiu ka borije na. So as we are speaking, we are working on the logistics. By next week mbe bo holos mbe fonko bo is it no fenko atondi so ka sinna jele and prepare it very nicely mi ayam mole sal jiumuta sal jiu ka borije. So that is one thing that we must do, and we have to do that by before the end of this month. Obviously we are going to give back because the community now something is going to come back, and then we are going to do that for the community to see part of the proceeds of that event is what is being invested.
Let's talk about bring Nyimbe organized la Batakul Alimin Takiji Domande. Isaya we cannot so that we can see how best to solve those things.
I mean Yalon Janibe Kukela, if you have if you have done either even financial so that you can't move, and then you'll have to depend in a group to organize something, and then towards finance, then it's hard thing.
True.
So what I mean, okay, I will just do the finance. I don't have to worry about anybody. I'll just cover everything.
So Italy finance personally.
Yeah.
So it means ne almang partners also mel chip inta.
Well, since the beginning, at the moment.
No, we pre-finance ourselves because we do not want to wait for people in order for us to start. Yes. So what we did is, he said to me, you know what, let's calculate what is involved in this.
I will do the financing.
And then I will do the pre-financing. And then while we look for sponsors somewhere, and then when Ninga sponsors then that is it. But if not, let's just keep doing our thing. It's going to be good in the long run. So, but while we were pre-financing ourselves, excuse me for that, but then ITC, chipped in and they gave us a substantial amount of money. Understand. But Wolfon, they were very happy. They said to us in the meeting, they said, well, we are glad to help you people because you do not wait for anybody. Understand. So that's the reason why we are going. Because our project is big, the stage is standard, the sound system is good. Everything we did, I couldn't jamal in it balde, but we did it out of the love for promoting our tradition and culture. And now that what we did this year will market itself for next year. That is coming.
In terms of sponsor, who are you reaching out to? Because akumaya tale anin fanang dindingol men binakang. Because Kora tonyalen keba kuolem, but important tale purka enshoko Kora yetujang.
Yes.
Dindingol nyanta kakarandile.
Ntola curriculum, sorry to interrupt, but the time I go to school, Ntola curriculum, Kora was there. Jalinyama was playing Kora every 1 o'clock. Karamul Beko a radio shuttle. So until we have history classes. Through Jalinyama just play Kora and tell history. And Ube Gambela program, school program is there full time. It was full-time job. He go to Radio Gambia and then every day. And then school will be
tuning.
Yeah.
Meantime, we'll see that.
1 o'clock, after 1, right, then everybody 12 o'clock or between 12 and 1. So movie time will only then, every class they bring radios in there and then everybody, but will be Mansuro.
Which I think it's important. History needs to be practicalized. Exactly, transpired.
It's true. Our tradition and culture is fading away, to be honest. And it's because mantra deacon to the younger generation to come up with it. So wale asabu ni ajiwe fang even in our music industry, mandika dingol fulol ni surual. You all see them doing something similar to Nigerians' way of playing music.
Wala na banko tinya.
Wala na purka na purka wafi fang
ana tourism fango tinyale, ana tourism tinya bakele because it itala modola banko ka ye wani music we play ila main industry whereby Gambia tekada Gambia jane kaje ko mon la cultural music le nyanta ka tubabul nata minala pour ka mol je ila Gambia dingol be la ado do ku ke be konta yalla sa bay tekada lal te be woni yalla ni cultural taraje be yalla ni
andu yalla ite modo la fengo keno la ko ite be ta keno
ali do la faka minke wona ko ka tubabul feel good will be feel good la nyam pour ya enjoy more is to adopt to what
one kind of tradition.
But it will come in, okay, until we'll step up. Katubabul satisfied by other people's, Katubabul coming in, whereby we come into the same. No, it's not the idea. You know, the idea is to culture promote.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Suleiman.
Time on
Bantale.
Yes.
Ibrahim King Marong.
Thank you.
So just to say this, Balde, Carl Frederick Paul, UN Gambia resident coordinator, was present at the event, right? Yeah, exactly. So we had Yusuf Keta also from the ITC, and then Bokar Trawale also was
nice.
But then to advocate to the ministry, the Alcalo of Bakau was there, and all the prominent people that we invited came out. You know, KMC stepped in and all that. But then Mimbije, Mimfana important, and the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, ni and told them Benyam Kusifal Kika, Nimbambute Guy, Yantam Makwela. We've been to the tourist board, but it was very collected to connect and stuff like that. But we hope in they will support what we do.
Review some of their approaches. I mean, sometimes it's a problem. So viewers, this is all we have. At 9 p.m., exclusive interview, Aliou Cisse and His Excellency President Adama Barrow. Don't miss that program. Until we come here again next week, Julde.
Bye-bye from us.